Well, Ark here. I was in the middle of waiting for the void timeout to spawn, and you clicked this video because you wanted to figure out if it was a good time to come back to WoW. Have the old wounds healed? Is the game actually fun to play as a casual player or even a hardcore player? In my opinion, yes. Blizzard has gone to great efforts to fix the problems with the game that were brought by Legion. Regardless if it itself was a great expansion, Blizzard trying to follow it up with BFA and Shadowlands have really hurt their player base with all the infinite power progression grinds. Blizzard, since the exodus of 9.1.5 and Shadowlands, have gone to a new direction with a whole new philosophy for the game. That philosophy is simple fun and frequent content releases. Since the Shadowlands exodus, the Blizzard team worked on simplifying the game and ridding the borrow-powered systems, and bringing back the talent trees once again, but with a twist. There are now 2 trees to customize, a class tree and a spec tree. With the frequent content releases for both retail and classic, the subscription numbers have remained stable and are even rising this late into the expansion. This is due to the classic game mode hardcore. Your death equals you have to delete your character. Watching all the people die and all their characters, all the hours they spent on grinding out their characters and just watching it all fade away was really fun to watch. And it was even streamed by all the big WoW streamers, such as Asmongold, Soda Poppin', Zaru,
Right? That's 100% a grief. That's a grief. That's gotta be a grief. That's a grief.
and even the legend Rav the Avatar. Also, with a new classic game mode, Season of Discovery, which will be expanded upon later in this video. But instead of just telling you, I'll just show you all the great things coming to World of Warcraft. There's a new season for Dragonflight on April 23rd. The season of Dragonflight is similar to how seasons work in other games. Every season there is new content to complete, such as a raid or a new dungeon pool for Mythic Plus, PvP ratings reset. But in Season 4, we'll be doing rotated raids that change weekly. If you played it Season 4 of Shadowlands, you know what that means. Pretty much faded raids are back. So every week you'll be doing a different raid. Mythic Plus pool is going to be the original 8 Dragonflight dungeons. There's going to be reused tier sets that were voted by the community. And fast-paced gameplay, Dragonflight, aka Live, aka Retail, is what you would want to go for. If you prefer bigger dopamine hits, it's great for casuals, and it's also really good for hardcore players. Retail is going to be the best option for you if you enjoy doing PvP, especially competitively, with arenas and raided battlegrounds. There's also another type of hardcore player, completionist, people who want to get every mount, every transmog, everything in the game, especially achievements. Or you could be the person who likes doing mythic raids, clearing all the mythic bosses on the hardest difficulty, and even getting CE achievements, and sitting in Valdraken or Stormwind on your CE mount. Or maybe you just want to do Mythic Plus and get super high rated and get on leaderboards. Retail is also many world events such as Super Blooms, Dream Surges, and Time Rifts that require low investment with good rewards like gear and mounts and other cosmetics. Dragon riding is also another big part of Dragonflight. It's essentially flying, but a lot faster and also a lot more engaging. It's very dynamic and I personally enjoy it over normal flying. Dragonflight also has a compelling, easy to follow storyline where we kill major villains like Sarkarath, and at the very end we kill Farak, the big villain, and we even fight Eurydichon and Razagath. Also we see a glimpse of the future expansions with Xal'atath being the main antagonist now. If all that's interesting to you, Dragonflight is going to be the best option for you. SOD Phase 3 is now live, with future phases coming out soon. The current max level you can get to is 50, and with each phase the max level gets increased. Paired with the experience boost you getting to level 50 will take about 2 days of playtime. Each phase the level cap will be increased. Phases are similar to content patches, with each phase so far has been a new raid and an increase to the level cap, and they add new runes to help customize your character and your kit. You can disable the XP boost by talking to an NPC. Season of Discovery Phase 3 is now live. If you enjoyed playing Classic back in 2019 when Blizzard finally launched Classic servers, or you missed out and got a bit of FOMO, in SOD you can collect runes that add abilities to your armor that you can change the way you play your class. In SOD, I'm currently playing a hunter, and I have a rune that gives me an ability called Flanking Strike, which makes me and my pets melee strike the target at the same time. And then I have another rune that I apply to my boots called Dual Wield Specialization that makes my one-handed weapons do more damage. These runes paired together, I can do insane damage on mobs as a melee hunter. You can now also tank as a warlock, shaman, rogue, and tanking as a paladin is actually a lot better in the original classic and maybe even better than warrior tanks. There's new quest lines, PvP events like the Blood Moon event and STV, open world events such as the Emerald Dream to help you slay the Nightmare. SOD will be great if you prefer the slower traditional playing style that Classic offers, like easier raids, easier rotations. Future phases will bring new and innovative raids and class abilities. One raid that has been teased is the Care Design Crypts raid, you know, that place with all the floating dead bodies. Come to SOD, supposedly there's going to be a 4th, 5th, and 6th phase. 6th phase is probably going to be Naxxramas and maybe a new extra raid thrown in there. Let me know down in the comments if you prefer Classic over Retail. I would like to see a good discussion coming along. AKA, I just want to see the world burn and I want to see people get in arguments. Did you enjoy MOP when it was current? Have you ever wished Blizzard would just skip Cataclassic and go straight into MOP? Do you just want to see what the love for MOP is about? Well great, then you'll love Mist Remix. In patch 10.2.7, most likely to be released shortly after Season 4, after April 23rd, you'll make a new character under special conditions. This character is separate from your non-time walking characters, and you cannot trade with them, doesn't have access to Hurlums or the auction house. With this character, you'll level it at an accelerated rate in the Pandera and questing zones. You can also do Pandera dungeons and scenarios. The cloak given to you at the beginning, the cloak is an artifact that will scale and level alongside you, getting powerful stats and XP gains. In Mist, you can collect powerful meta gems like Shocking Orbs, Tinker Gems like Wildfire, and Cogwheels, which can give you extra movement abilities from other classes like Death March or Blink. Also build out your character stats with an interesting secondary stat gem system we might see again in War Within. Melt the gear you don't need into something called Bronze, which you would then use this bronze to buy mounts and a lot of other cosmetics. This event will last around 2 months, so don't feel rushed, and after the event is over, your character will transfer to the normal realms alongside your characters. I'm excited for this event. I can't wait to play with all my guildmates who also want to play and participate in the 10-man raids that are going to be released in Mist the Pandera Remix. Cataclassic will be released in May. If you enjoyed Cataclysm when it was current, or you also missed out on that, then Cataclassic will be released so you can visit all the old raids like Blackwing Descent, Bastion of Twilight, the Heroic Dungeons, and the PvP events like Tol Barad and PvP Arenas. I can't wait to go back and do all the old raids and heroics that I missed out on when I was a kid. Cataclassic's for the people who like the personality of classic Wrath, but mixed in with the streamlined nature that retail has. Furthermore, Blizzard has been releasing a bunch of WoW content to make up for the sins of the past, the sins that led to the infamous Shadowlands Exodus. With the new content coming in Season 4 and the short patch cycles we got in Dragonflight versus all the other expansions, Dragonflight feels more alive and actually felt like Blizzard had met their goals of frequent content releases and simple fun. Yes, you won't have any more overcomplicated artifact grinds, there's no more mission tables, There's no islands or Torghast or legendary grinds anymore. Dragonflight feels like an actual MMORPG with real character progression and gearing that is made simple. And if you prefer classic, shit, sometimes I get jealous of all the new runes and raids Season Discovery gets, since I am mostly a retail player. But that's great, y'all get all the new fun, and as well, regardless if it's permanent or not, life isn't permanent and games are meant to be fun. I really do believe Blizzard and the WoW dev team are working on fixing the bridges they burnt in Shadowlands and are rebuilding the home we all call World of Warcraft.
Or maybe you jumped off the WoW train a few expansions ago. Now is the time to come home.
If you like this video, like it for me. If you liked me, subscribe. I'll be making a Flightstone video guide and a heroic dungeon solo guide for y'all. And if there is no more further questions, peace.